Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, this stuff's unbelievable.
I told you, use a little bit.
It's 2 months later, and a home has been established for the project.
Take me to the river.
The Andaman Club has invited the MDP to place their dolphin research and breeding pen in the protected waters on the island's north coast. The hotel will also be home to the MDP's fish kitchen and testing laboratory. Overlooking the pen site, this purpose-built facility will support the project's daily dolphin care. The team must now determine the best way to build and transport the pen to the location, which has no land access. The Thai fishing town of Ranong lies just across the Pak Chan River from Khao Thong. From here, it is a 15-minute ferry boat ride to the new site. Dolphins once swam in abundance in the Andaman Sea south of here, but some believe that indiscriminate fishing techniques have been the cause of death for many animals, who get caught in the nets of the large trawling boats and die. It would appear their numbers in Thai waters have dwindled dramatically in recent years. Overfishing has also contributed to the decline in the dolphin population, as their food source becomes increasingly scarce.
Can you explain how this pen is similar to and different from the one you designed for the whale they call Free Willy?
Yes, it's similar in the respect that we're using the same material. The pipe size, or this HDPE pipe that we're using, this plastic pipe, was much larger for the Keiko Free Willy pen than we're using here. 30-inch in diameter versus 13-inch that we're using here in Thailand and Myanmar. However, the construction is basically the same in that it's a heat welding process to join the pipes together. We did have people that helped design the Free Willy pen, also helped design this pen, so the continuity is good. We know it works, it's a proven material. It's the salmon fishermen in Alaska have been using this material for many, many years.
The pen is 75 meters long and 25 meters wide. A large center platform separates it into two areas of equal size. A 5-meter deep box-shaped net hanging from the pipes will enclose each side, while in the center floats a swim-through passageway that can be closed off with gates. The platform will allow the trainers to work with one group of dolphins on one side of the pen, while another group takes a break on the other side. A factory which produces the pipe has been found in Thailand and works closely with Steyrs and project head technician Kirk Vasey.
What do you think of that now, girly girl?
Known for his original style and a longtime colleague of Jim's, Kirk has a talent for helping to keep the stress level down. This will be the first time that a floating sea pen is used to keep dolphins in captivity for extended periods of time, so the team has little precedent to follow. Hours are spent planning everything from how to construct and move the individual pen sections to how the pen will be anchored. Unlike PVC, HDPE can be welded, allowing a watertight construction. Ironically, however, one of its greatest advantages also poses a construction problem. All of the welding will have to be done on dry land. This means very long and extremely heavy sections will somehow have to be taken from the construction lot to the pen site to be assembled in the sea. Hardwood planking is supplied locally by a mill in Khao Thong for the decking. Linseed oil is applied to all surfaces. Without it, the sun, salt water, and parasites would make short work of the wood. As pen assembly nears completion, it is time to mark where the anchors will go. The project has 3 18-foot Zodiac boats equipped with 70 horsepower outboard motors. These boats will be used for dolphin survey and collection. Setting the anchor buoys is not easy. The currents at the site are stronger than expected, and accurate calculations can only be estimated.
You want to drop your fins?
But with the aid of snorkeling equipment, the locations of where the anchors will be lowered are set.
Watch yourself.
The day has come for dropping the anchors, which in fact are long reinforced concrete poles. A steel barge carries over 24 of them to the site, where Mark, equipped with diving gear, awaits with Jim and other members of the team.
Like Lloyd Bridges.
The crane holds the anchors over the spots marked by the buoys, and one by one lowers them into place. Mark will dive on each anchor, where at the bottom he unhooks the crane sling and attaches the massive chain that will connect each one to a heavy line, in turn connected to the pen. It is exhausting and dangerous work made more difficult by poor visibility. The next day, back on the Renong side, pen elements, including the heavy swim-through section and the many bundles of decking planks, are trucked overland to a nearby cargo jetty where the barge is waiting. While at the construction site, the long handrails and the four sides of the pen are taken apart. They will be carried and rolled down the jetty ramp and into the sea. 2 pickup trucks are used. One pulls the now mobile pen section. The second truck remains behind to keep the heavy assembly from gaining too much momentum. If the staff lose control of it, someone may be injured. At the base of the ramp, the Zodiac is waiting. The boat will tow it to the barge, where along with the rest of the pen perimeter and the center sections, it will be tied alongside. 2 towboats now pull the barge towards the pen site. All the pen elements are either lashed alongside or on board. The next day, on board the barge, preparations begin for pen reassembly. The long sections that make up the pen perimeter are tied to the Zodiacs and towed to the site. The first section is tied to the anchors. The swim-through section is lowered into the water for the first time, as the team watches, a little nervously. Has its buoyancy been calculated correctly to float with the top on the surface and with the bottom submerged? It has. Giant flanges, each housing 8 large bolts, allow the center section to be bolted together. The bag nets that will hang from the main pipes have been imported from Australia. They were specially constructed for the pen, using a knotless nylon mesh not available in Southeast Asia. With the pen sections now in place, the team prepares for the final assembly and attaching of the anchor lines.
So this went in pretty darn smooth. And then do up all the 8 flanges on the corners.
It is late afternoon and the wind has begun blowing, but the last sections are not yet in place. The team will have to hurry. If the wind kicks up, causing sea swells, it will be nearly impossible to bolt the flanges together. But the work is finished in time. All that remains is for the nets and gates to be installed, and that will wait for another day.
I just got back from the fish markets and met with a few of the local fishermen and fish people there.
Meanwhile, Mark has begun investigating local sources for the supplies of fresh fish that are essential to keeping dolphins in good health. He has encouraging news.
It's a little expensive, but the quality is pretty good. Mullet is swell is good. Most of the squid we're going to have to get from Miragui, about 100 kilometres north of here. The squid fishermen down here generally just catch the big squid and don't bother about the small squid.
It is March 15th, and the team should be out collecting the first dolphins. But the nets have not been installed, and they will not be. Because floating directly through the pen site from the mouth of the nearby Pakchan River is a constant stream of garbage. Not seen prior to March's change in the winds, the refuse of nearby Kautong and villages along the banks of the river is flowing into the site with disastrous consequences. The team has also made the discovery that underwater currents, not easily seen from the surface, are much stronger than anyone anticipated. Should a large tree limb come rushing through at this speed, it might easily tear a hole in the net or cause injury. The danger to the dolphins and the trainers is unacceptable. Either of these two factors would alone be enough to deter a marine mammal caretaker. Together, they forced Jim Stiers and Mark Whitfield to acknowledge the disappointing truth. The pen cannot be used to hold dolphins in this location or anywhere around this island.